Natural Theology course. Our main textbook is Astrology of the Old Testament, or the Lost Word of God, whereas the lost word regained rather, whereas the lost word means astrology. Okay, and astrology, according to our heritage, is the Word of God. Okay, so I'm at one of my favorite restaurants again. This is a Japanese restaurant. So let me show you what I have. This is my salad, or as they say in Vietnam, salad. So in Japan, well, Japanese food, the preparation or the presentation rather, is always very beautiful, very colorful, very beautiful, which is one reason why I enjoy Japanese food so much. And then I have traditional green tea, Japanese green tea. You see the color is very light. And I also have, this is black coffee on ice. That's traditionally the way people drink coffee in hot climates. So in the tropics, usually they'll serve you ice on coffee unless you ask for it hot. This is a Vietnamese coffee bean. Okay, y'all. Anyway, so I have my other food is coming. Let me show you the beautiful. One of the beautiful things about Shalom, everyone. Shalom. So one of the beautiful things about this restaurant is private rooms. So let me show y'all. This is my private room, and let me figure out how to do this with the camera. So I'm in a private room. This is my private room. I'm going to open the door, and you actually get the private room for free. So let me show you the rest of the restaurant. So if you go out, I don't know if you can see, but if not, I'll try to show y'all when I leave out. But this is the outside, and so in Vietnam, particularly, I think in Japan and Vietnam, other parts of Asia, luxury is, I think, more available and more affordable. This private room is free. I didn't pay anything extra for the private room. Okay, so all you need to do is reserve your private room. So there are a lot of reasons to come to Vietnam and then also Asia. And in most cases, you're treated very well. You know, I could really never complain about anything. Every now and then, of course, you have challenges, but that's life, right? Anyway, let's get into it. We are on page 50. We are on page 50, and let's make it do what it do. We left off about halfway, a little bit more than halfway down on page 50. Let me show you where we left off. Joseph and his flowering staff. Okay, in other words, Joseph is a remix. The gospel character Joseph, husband of the Virgin Mary, is the constellation Boots. Okay, Boots in Leo. The constellation Boots in the zodiac sign Leo. So let's see, y'all, what else I have coming. This is my, may I? So these are complementary nuts. Okay, so they come with sea salt. I know they're spilling out, but I'm trying to let y'all see them. Okay, these are complimentary free, and they serve them hot to warm. Okay, and so they give you these complimentary, but most coffee shops you go to, they give you complimentary iced tea, healthy tea, no sugar, none of that stuff. And some of it is really refreshing and delicious. So let's go back to Joseph's budding staff. So this is the image. So take a look, scholars. Take a look. This is the constellation remixed in the Bible story of Joseph with his budding staff. And of course, boots, the constellation boots. You'll see a man just like this with a budding staff and a sickle in his hand. And unfortunately, they've made that very difficult to find now. So I searched for it and searched for it and searched for it. I found him with the sickle. Oddly enough, or to nobody's surprise, you cannot find, at least in my Google search, I couldn't find Joseph with a picture of Joseph with his budding, a picture of boots with his budding staff. But what I did find, let me show you, is I found a picture of... Yes. Okay, thank you. So this is the sushi roll I have. The salmon, I hope y'all can see that. This is my sushi roll. So this cost about $6 or $7. This is absolutely cheap, right? In North America, and it's absolutely cheap. $6 or $7. Okay, so I have one more roll coming. One more sushi roll coming. But I like a lot of ginger rather. I love these. The ginger. So give me a second. I was able to find an image of Boots with his foot on Virgo's. What's the word? Virgo's. I'm losing the wheat that Virgo has in her hand. Boots has his foot on it, and Virgo has her foot on Scorpio, which is represented as a snake. So let me find that. But before I do that, y'all, look at this. Look at this image. Now, I asked some people to tell me, a few people, to tell me if they see a Moor in what's commonly referred to as a Indian headdress. Right there. Do y'all see a Moor? Let me blow it up. Or as they would say, hold on, y'all. This off topic, but this is the image I'm looking at right now. Let me blow this up. Let me zoom in. Why am I having such a hard time? Does this look like a Moor near my finger with the chief's headdress, so-called Indian chief's headdress? Y'all see where my picture is? Where my finger is? Take a look at it. I see a Moor with a feather headdress. typical of the kind worn in North America. And Al-Marak. Y'all see that? See the feathers in black and then the white on his forehead, his eyes, his nose, and his tooth? Y'all see it right here where my finger is? But look at what this is an image of. This is the crucifixion of the Christ. Thank you. So how do we explain this? What does this mean? Why, of all places, why is this image there? Take a look. In the center, you'll see Christ crucified on the Greek Tau cross. You see above JC crucified, you see what appears to be in Elohim, or maybe the Father. And then what is this at the top? So y'all see the cross, the traditional cross, the solstitial sign, winter solstice, summer solstice, vernal equinox, fall equinox. Y'all see the face above that? What is that face above that? Huh? Y'all see that face? And then over, you go over, you see the more in the headdress, the feather headdress. Y'all see that? Anyway, it's very interesting. Let me see if I can pull that image up now. Hold on. Let me show you. This is, I don't remember if this is salmon or not. This is the other one, my other order. Okay. So if y'all like sushi, I'm sure you like what you're looking at. Okay. So I think I have one more roll coming. All right. So let's try to pull up that image. Let me, let's go to history. Oh, this is horrible. Either I need to learn how to use iPhone, or iPhone, I don't really like iPhone. I went to history and it's showing me a bunch of links instead of the images of the website. Oh well. So y'all, let me see if I can find it another way. I don't even know where to start now. How did I do that? Y'all be patient, okay? Let's see, boots, foot. Okay, yeah. No, that's not it. Hold on. Boots, foot on Virgo. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I thought I had it in my history. Y'all subscribe to the channel. My analytics say that there's a lot of people who watch, but you haven't subscribed. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Hold on. Am I? Keep more ginger and
Hi. Yeah.
Thanks. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. I gotta get I gotta get it together. So hold on. Let me see. So this is the soy sauce. I like a lot of Worcestershire. Not Worcestershire. Hold on. So give me 1 second, y'all. Let me get myself together. I'm about to pass out. I'm so hungry. I don't know what to do. I had to eat something. Bon appetit. Okay. Okay, y'all. I had this ready in my so here's a constellation Boots, but they're not showing him with his budded staff. But you'll see in the literature describing Boots' budded staff and the sickle. Budded staff in one hand and a sickle in the other. But I think YouTube doesn't show him with that budded staff, which is not surprising because it makes it very evident. That Boots is Joseph. Thank you. Okay. Thanks. So I'm looking for the image now that I had of Boots with his foot on the shaft of wheat. That's in Virgo's hand. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, I need the books. I'm sure this is easy to find if you have the right books. And this is a limitation in when you use the internet to do research, because you can't find everything. Whatever they have the ability to censor, they can show you what they want you to see and not show you what they don't want you to see. I had the image yesterday. So hold on, let me. Oh, I don't like this. Hold on. Maybe. Y'all be patient. Let me see. I really wanted you all to see this, because when seeing is believing, and plus you get the connections. You get to see the connections. Hold on. One second. Maybe this is it. Whew. Spicy. All right, y'all, I might have it. Hold on. Is this it? Hold on. No. Oh, well. I'm gonna have to find it, y'all, and come back to it. Let me, hold on. I'm not gonna give up so fast. Hold on. One moment. Let me go back to the history. Here we are. So persistence does pay off. So here's Boots. Y'all see Boots, his foot on Virgo. And then first foot. So Virgo's foot should be on Scorpio. But if not, we'll find it. Okay, so this is the closest image that I could find. But his foot should be on the wheat shaft, right? This has Boots' foot, looks like on her robe. Everybody see that? So anyway, let's continue. At least we can see something. So the lion is Leo, and her head is touching Leo. Okay? So let's go to the text, page 50. I don't really want to eat the whatever those nuts are. I don't want them right now. So page 50. No, it's not. Hold on. Not page 50. Hold on. Okay, page 48. My bad. Okay, so we're going to start at the top. Now, reserve the manner of signs for the earthly movement. And from the mother, Virgo, count. Now, I'm not going to go through this with the detail I did last time in the last class, scholars. Y'all got to go back and watch the video for the detail, okay? Because I want to get through this. All right? And I also want to eat because I'm so hungry. Wow. They put a lot of meat in this salad. I'm not going to even try to deal with that yet. All right, here we go. Count, leaving the Annunciation out, as we are now talking about natural children. So since we're talking about natural children, that would be flesh and blood, not celestial. So for celestial children, we go backwards. Okay, due to the precession of the equinox. So we count backwards, we go retrograde. So for flesh and blood, natural children, we're going to go in the normal, we're going to go forward, okay, with the counting of the zodiac. So let's do that. Leaving the Annunciation out, as we are now talking of natural children, or as the Jews say, left-handed. So if you ever hear left-handed or see it in some Jewish texts, it's probably referring to astrology in the context of something having to do with natural children, okay? So now let's continue. Libra. That's one zodiac sign. After Libra, Scorpio, so that's two zodiac sign. After Scorpio, there's Sagittarius, so that's the third zodiac sign. After Sagittarius comes Capricorn, which is the fourth zodiac sign. After Capricorn comes Aquarius, so that's 5 signs. After Aquarius, there's Pisces, so that's the 6th zodiac sign. After the 6th zodiac sign, there's Aries, which is number 7. So we're counting, okay? Number 7. And then after Aries, there's Taurus, which is number 8. And again, behold, the number 9. So there we are, the number 9, okay? The number 9. The science having to do with the number 9. Y'all see that? Celestial children counting backward or retrograde, and then blood and flesh, natural children counting forward. Okay? So it continues. Behold again, 9. The serpent woman, or moon's number, brings up the hour of delivery in Gemini. 2 brethren. This time, however, because Boots, a constellation in Leo, which constellation is represented as a man holding a flowering staff in his right hand and a sickle in his left. So that's Boots, and we saw Joseph holding the flowery staff, right? So we saw that. And if you look up, if you do the research on Joseph, you're going to see that it's associated with husbandry, farming, okay? With farming. And Boots is holding a sickle in his hand, all right? This is delicious, y'all. Too bad you're not here to join me. I think you would like this. All right, y'all? There's Joseph. Okay? All right. So let's continue. So Boots is holding a flowering staff in his right hand, and in his left a sickle, and called in Greek, Boots is called in Greek, they have the Greek name, or Joseph. So take a look at that. Pause the video. You can check this for yourself. Pause the video. All right, y'all? So let me see. I think I'm going to check. I think I'm going to check, see if I can find Joseph and his association to husbandry. Okay. So he, that's Boots, also has his foot on the sheaf of wheat in Virgo's hand. And she is Virgo, her foot on Scorpio. So Virgo's foot is on Scorpio, which is the image that I spent all that time trying to find for y'all. Which is this image. Okay? Hold on. So y'all see Boots, Virgo. You see his foot, you see Boots' foot on Virgo, but where is Virgo's foot? Virgo's foot in the image we want should be on Scorpio. But we're not looking at the right image. Okay? But I searched, didn't find anything. So we need our own stuff, or we need to get the books. And unfortunately, our people have been conditioned to disrespect knowledge. And to look to other people to do everything for them. We should have our own literature. And the only way that's going to happen is if the people support it, because it's just too much energy, effort, and finance required to put this stuff together. Unless somebody is just rich, you know, and they don't have anything else to do, no responsibilities, and they can sit back and write. They can buy everything, and you know, but this stuff is a job, y'all. The ginger adds so much flavor to the sushi roll. It is delicious, y'all. It is delicious. But anyway, you know, we really can't say we're serious about anything until we start producing our own literature. You can see the childish state of mind of our people when you look on social media and you look at the amount of finance that our people will give to people who put trash, who are delivering trash content, you know. But the people who are uplifting and attempting to liberate, giving us our heritage back, no support at all. This is very good. So It is what it is. But even in that, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. But it would be so much better if we had the proper tools, the proper images, so y'all could really see what's happening. With the seeing is one thing. When you see it with your own eyes, it's a different effect than when you just look at it or you read it, right? When you read it in words, that's something totally different than seeing the images. Huh? Okay, let's keep going. So Boots has his foot on the sheaf of wheat in Virgo's hand, and Virgo has her foot on Scorpio, the serpent. So remember, that whole constellation was once called Virgo Scorpio. Any good geography of the heavens, or celestial globe will show you this. Well, I searched, and it's not easily available on the internet. I spent quite a while searching for this image. Also searching celestial globes and checking, couldn't find it. Again, referring to our signs, we find the conception, listen y'all, conception, birth, and name on 3 cardinal points of the cross and the Tau cross. And therefore he is the Crus. So let me show y'all this. So y'all remember the Tau? This is the Greek Tau. Right here. So here you see Aries and Libra, and then at the bottom you see Capricorn, representing the birth. Representing the birth, conception, and name, as the author says. Here we find the conception, birth, and name on 3 cardinal points of the cross and the Tau cross. And therefore he, that's talking about Jesus. Or let me rephrase that. The solar deity who is a savior, the S-O-N, Son of God. Because remember, there are many, not just Jesus. He is the Crus. This solar deity, Jesus is just one solar deity. There's also Krishna, right? Therefore, he is the Crus, or Christ, completing his perfectness when he gets to the summer solstice in June. Let's say June 22. Or when he becomes a full age 30, equal to 30 degrees, 1 degree per day, equal 30 degrees, at which time he must be nailed to the cross in Cancer. He must be nailed to the cross in Cancer. And so he is the cross, or Crus, or crucified one, the S-U-N, Son, which has always been and forever will be crucified at the center of the cross, or the rose on the cross. Now I'm going to show y'all this. See the rose on the cross, the Rosicrucians, the rosy cross. The rose on the cross, the Rosicrucians on the cross, the S-U-N, Son in the center. Okay, the Father and the Son are one. Right? So the Father is the S-U-N, Son, and the Son, S-O-N, is the S-U-N, Son. All right. So he is the rose on the cross also with the crown of thorns. So we see the image of JC wearing a crown of thorns. More specifically, or viz, the angles, the angels, right? Remember that? Angle is L backward. Angle, okay? Made by the Escheat sun's rays or long hair. So the Escheat sun's rays are long hair. Or long hair from his youth up, a Nazarene, a Nazarene, N-A-Z-A-N-A-S-A, NASA, y'all go find the connection. Or a Nazarene. This history of the birth of Buddha and every other virgin-born God is the same. That's right. Every virgin-born God, every solar deity have that same history. The crucified, right? Came to save his people, was crucified, had 12 apostles, all of that. And the story is co-evolved with man's first ideas of the Lord of hosts. First ideas of the sun and the starry heavens, okay? So y'all give me 1 second. I need to eat. I need to eat something. Hold on. So I hope y'all can see this. They all have the same history. There's nothing unique about Christianity at all. So here we have the sun. Here we have the traditional Christian cross, the Tau cross, the Phoenician Tau, the X, okay? And then the sun is this little dot. Y'all see that little circle in the center. So at the end point, or at the opposite ends of each of the Tau lines, the X, there are cherubs, or there is a cherub, okay? So the little circle in the center where all those lines meet, that's where the sun is. Hence, God dwells between the cherubs, okay? God dwells between the cherubs. All right, y'all? Go back and listen to the classes or read the book. Do them both together if you want to know which cherubs are present. But it correlates to Ezekiel 1 and also the four living creatures. So there's correlation between that, Ezekiel 1, and also in Revelation. All right, y'all? But go back and watch the classes. We covered it sometime within the last week, I would suppose. I think, yeah. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me try to enjoy my lunch. I like the presentation of sushi, all the colors and textures, all the colors and textures. You know, the presentation is really beautiful. Page 49. Trying to remember if there's anything I need to do with this page. Let me show Buddha. Some of y'all might not know what Buddha looks like. But Buddha looks different. I saw more different Buddhas in Cambodia. Buddha in Thailand was not always the same, but pretty much the same. Buddha in Vietnam, I've seen 3 different Buddhas. But here is Buddha. Yeah, this is Buddha. Okay, y'all? That the author is talking about. We know the chubby Buddha most, right? In the States, I think. From North America. If you went through the school system in North America, then I think you're most familiar with the chubby Buddha, right? But there are many Buddhas. So this is Buddha, actually a solar deity. Huh? Take a look at his halo. Y'all see this remix looks very Catholic, right? Looks very Catholic with all these halos, right? It should tell us something, right? Y'all see the halo? The sun in the back? See that? Okay? You're not supposed to ever know what this is. You're supposed to think this is something different, foreign, and far away when it's actually the same old story as Christianity. It's literally the same old story as Christianity. Okay. But they do psychic attacks on you to make you think that you're alone. Hold on. See the halo? Looks mighty Catholic to me. So it's very suggestive that all of these religions are what? Controlled by the same central power force or power source, right, y'all? Y'all see the point? Look at 49. The different miracles, his death and crucifixion, we shall present later. Merely stating here that every one of his so-called miracles, death and crucifixion, are woven from these 12 signs of the Zodiac, or his 12 disciples, as well as the so-called 12 sons of Jacob, or Jacob, or Yaqub. That's what the author just told us. The author just told us that the events in the Gospels are a remix of natural phenomena. So when the sun goes into Aries, the sun fully clothes itself in the attribute and characteristics of Aries. And they're going to be Bibles, they're going to be stories in the Bible, in the Gospels rather, that are a remix of that natural phenomena. Okay, and all of that is based upon what? The angles of light, the angels, the angles of light and their electromagnetic effect on consciousness at the level of you and mass consciousness. Okay, so the angles, the angels, the angels, the messengers, right? The sons of God coming to earth and doing work. All right? And doing work. Having power to influence. It's a remix of natural phenomena. I hope y'all see it. This one has salmon skin. This is really delicious. It's very delicious. The wasabi is not over hot too. Yeah, that was on point. I thought I ordered one more sushi roll. I guess I didn't. I thought I did. Oh well. This is I didn't realize this salad would have so much meat. Oh, I'm not really a big meat eater. I can't believe it. Actually, I'm a little bit shocked. There's so much meat. I don't know if I can eat all of that. I'm not really a big meat eater, but sometimes I have to eat meat because otherwise I can't gain weight. I have a problem that most people I've come to learn wish they had my problem. My problem is gaining weight. Has been my whole life. I can eat, and my metabolism is so fast I don't gain weight. That is delicious. Wow. So for me, I have to make an effort. I have to make an effort to gain weight. A real effort, like a prolonged willpower effort. But I can't complain. I think I'm lucky in that respect. So let's keep going, y'all. So all of the events, all of the miracles, everything that happened in the Gospels are natural phenomena remixed into a story. And clearly this author is a Bible believer. This author is clearly a Bible believer, okay? For you Christians. So next paragraph, page 49. We shall now go back to the stories that antedate this of Christ, merely to prove how priestcraft in all ages hid the truth from the ignorant. So, according to this author, the priestcraft have been manipulating and lying since the beginning. Since the beginning. All right? Now, what makes you think that your pastor, your imam, your Moshe, all of these titles, the elder, what makes you think they're going to be any different than those who came before them? And they've been hustling and lying and deceiving for thousands of years, if you believe the story. What makes you think yours is any different other than you're being naive? Other than you're being naive. In other words, you want to believe that he's honest. Well, all of them told their followers that they were honest. It wasn't him who was dishonest, it's the other guy. So you should come join his church. Right? But what you didn't do is talk to the people who left his church and get their story. They would have told you why they left, and he's a dirty, rotten liar. And don't believe anything that he says. Not that you should believe them, but that's some place where you can begin to research, right? This is your critical thinking. This is you gathering evidence to determine whether or not you should give full faith and credit to these religious leaders. And if you are indifferent, meaning you don't care, well, you're going to get screwed and it's going to be your fault. Don't complain when you get effed over, or when your son gets molested by the preacher. Okay? But as we inadvertently admitted one thing, viz, or specifically, that Capricorn also means a grotto, Grotto, cave, Kave, place under the earth, as well as a manger. Y'all see that? What are you thinking? Let me look up what this grotto means. Capricorn means a cave. Y'all already know what came to my mind. Oh, what comes to your mind, y'all? What comes to your mind? What are we looking at? Who lives in caves? What lives in caves? I ain't putting nobody down. But what group of beings are or publicly admit to living in caves, having lived in caves? What group of beings publicly admit to living in caves? Neanderthal, right? The Neanderthal. The hybrid troglodyte Neanderthal. Can y'all see that? Evolution of the Neanderthal. This is what we were taught in school, right? Look at the top picture, the picture on the top. Let me see if I can do it like this. Y'all see that? This is what we learned in school, right? Evolution. The chimpanzee, primate, evolving into the modern day so-called European. I didn't say it, they did. Don't get mad at me. Okay, so keep in mind that Capricorn also means grotto, cave, places under the earth, as well as manger. I showed y'all what a manger is. It's one of those boxes, or like a box that animals eat out of, horses and goats, etc. All right, as well as a manger, and the goat and the ass were there. So the goats and the ass were in the cave. Wait a minute, since when do asses live in caves? Asses don't naturally live in caves, do they? Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's look it up. Why? This says African wild ass. Hold on, let's see. Ass, wild donkey, desert dwellers. Wild asses often inhabit every arid region that cannot support other large mammals. These wild asses once lived in large herds in deserts and grasslands of Asia. Let's see. Asses, wild ass. Habitat. African wild ass lived in arid and semi-arid bush, shrubland, grassland, and desert. They didn't live in caves. So how did they get in the caves? Well, I just showed you how they got in the caves. Let me do one more search. If they're living in caves, they were living there with cavemen, with Neanderthals. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm Google searching. Did Neanderthal keep animals? Let's see, what animals did Neanderthals coexist with? Okay, brown bears, elk, wolves, modern birds, and European bison. Animals that live elsewhere were also once present in Eurasia when Neanderthals lived, such as spotted hyenas, lions, wild horse, and doe. Let me check goats. Neanderthals' paleo diet included a surprising kind of meat. Goats and horses remain. Okay, so there we are. All right, there we are. Let's see. So here's the image. This is in Science magazine. Here's the image that's shown. So don't think that I am feeling some kind of way about hybrids. All right. An exhibit shows the cave life of a Neanderthal family at the Neanderthal Museum in Croatia. Wow, they have a Neanderthal museum in Croatia. So they don't deny it. They don't deny their hybrid origins. Okay, so in this Neanderthal museum in the Croatian town of Krapina, Neanderthals were previously thought to hunt and eat mostly hoofed animals like deer and cattle, but growing evidence shows they had a more diverse diet. You might picture Neanderthals as big game hunters, jabbing their spears into flesh of a rearing woolly mammoth, but it turns out that their paleo diet wasn't always that heavy on red meat, suggesting they were more adaptable than they get credit for. Let's see, let me skip down to try to see what I'm looking for. Hold on. Okay, so the study examined animal bones excavated from 8 sites, mostly caves. So the Neanderthal did keep animals in the caves according to these archaeological findings. The study examined animal bones excavated from 8 sites, mostly caves, in southern France, near the Mediterranean Sea, dating 40,000 to 400,000 years ago. Of course, that's not true. That long length of time it's much more recent, much more recent. Researchers know they belong to Neanderthals because of the type of stone tools found there. All right? Many of these early Neanderthal sites contain sometimes 90% rabbits, said Eugene Morin, assistant professor of anthropology at Trent University. Let's go down. Okay, here we are. The discovery came as a surprise because Neanderthals were thought to hunt almost exclusively hoofed animals such as deer, wild cattle, mountain goats, and horses. Remains of elephants were also found at one site, Morin said, but it wasn't clear whether the Neanderthals killed them or scavenged them from other predators. One second. These are some of the rabbit bones that they found. Now, isn't it interesting that they can identify a rabbit bone from 400,000 years ago, allegedly, and it hasn't undergone any changes? But the presumption is that the Neanderthal changed into the modern European or the modern melanated Neanderthal today. Okay? Yes, there are some Neanderthals who are classified today as black. I know of one person who took a DNA test. Well, I won't get into that person's business, but it ain't got nothing to do with color, y'all. Y'all remember that. This looked like some caves where they lived. So y'all see, this correlates with the Yakub story our ancestors gave us, right? Okay. All right, so let's keep going. All right, so goats and asses in the cave, Neanderthal did keep them and eat them. And remember, Capricorn is half goat, half fish. Capricorn is a hybrid. At least the icon of Capricorn is a hybrid. That's my point. So y'all see what's happening here. It appears to me that the hybrid used the knowledge of astrology that our ancestors taught them and directed cosmic energy into their religious systems, Christianity, Islam, and the other one here in Asia. I'm not going to say because the country I'm in, they didn't have free speech. Okay? So they directed that cosmic energy into their religions to empower them. In other words, they captured that energy and directed it into these religions. Okay? And that's a source of the power that these religions exert over people. How did they do it? Through the Hermetic Law of masculine mental gender. Masculine mental gender. But we'll discuss that later. I want to keep going through the book. Cheers. Okay, so now let's continue. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up, right? You Let's keep going. And the goat and the ass were there in the caves. The reader can well perceive, inasmuch as when the new sun sun is born, or begins, the year in Aries, at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock a.m., the new year begins, and remember, it's called the acceptable year of the Lord. Okay? Inasmuch as the new sun is born, hold on. The new sun is born. Let me go through this so y'all know what he's talking about. So remember the winter solstice, the summer solstice. Winter solstice, the sun, this is December 21, thereabout. The sun is at its lowest elevation in the northern part of space. The sun moves horizontally, apparently horizontally, because there's no shadow being cast on the sundial for 3 days. And then at 12 o'clock midnight, the very end of December 24th, the very beginning of December 25th, a full 1 degree shadow is cast on the sundial, and the sun is said to be resurrected, or Christ is reborn, Christ is resurrected. Okay? Now, let's move forward until the vernal equinox. Okay? So here, this is March 22nd, thereabout, okay? Between March 19th, 22nd, and the sun is at 0 degrees. Now it passes over the celestial equator. The celestial equator is Earth's equator projected outward, okay? So again, March 22nd, thereabout, the sun passes over the celestial equator. In Judaism, in religion, the Jewish religion, that's called the Passover. Okay? The Christians call it what? Christ being born again, or Easter. All right? So let's continue reading. Inasmuch as the new sun is born, or begins, the year in Aries at 6 o'clock a.m. That's what I just discussed, okay, y'all? That's what he's talking about. Okay, so the sun reaches the meridian height at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun reaches its height, that's the zenith. Every day, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun reaches its highest elevation in the sky during the day. What is that called? Well, in the gospel story, that's Jesus teaching the elders in the temple when he was 12 years old. Okay, y'all? When he was 12 years old, he's teaching the elders in the temple. Why? Because the sun is at its highest point in the sky. So the light is available to everybody. You see? It's coming more, I'm not saying it's coming at 90 degrees. It depends on where you're at on the planet. It's going to come to you as close as 90 degrees possible, depending on where you are in the planet, right? Because it's reached its highest point. Y'all follow? What else is this saying to us? Oh, I just lost my thought. I'll come back to it if it comes to me. All right, so it reaches its zenith at 12 noon. Christ teaching in the temple at 12 years old. The sun, the sun falls at 6 p.m. So a day is starting to become night. The sun is falling. At midnight, At midnight, the sun is in Capricorn, or under the earth. One can well see the adaptability of the claim that on Easter night, the animals all bow down. For Easter is the day the Escheat sun enters the due east point. That's the vernal equinox, due east. For Easter is the day the sun enters the due east point of the ecliptic as master of the universal lodge. Let me check this, y'all. Let me check this. Give me a second. Let me make sure that this is correct. Give me 1 second. Master of the universal lodge. Hold on. So y'all see that this is Masonic, right? Freemasonry. Let me see what I can find here. So this is what came up. Y'all take a look at that. Enter on the first degree. So that would be the due east point, right? Or would it be 0 degree and then the first degree? This is what it says. It says, entered apprentice or first degree. Duncan's Masonic ritual. All right? The due east point, new year. So it has to either be 0 or 1 degree. Okay, let's go back. First degree. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay. Here we are. 0 degrees, Aries. Oh, no, is that Aries or Taurus? Hold on. Y'all take a look at this. Hold on. Can y'all see that? Y'all see where it says 0 degrees? Hold on. Can't make out what that is. Yeah, okay, yes. 0 degrees, first point of Aries. But they have this as the autumn. Hold on, y'all. That's not correct. Hold on. This is not correct. Vernal equinox, March 21. Hold on. That doesn't look correct to me. Okay. So unfortunately it doesn't have the north, south, east, and west, but y'all see where Aries and the ecliptic intersect? Try to put my finger on it. Y'all see that? Hold on. Here. That looks like Aries. This line is the ecliptic. So when the sun enters Aries, it's right there. Okay, y'all? That's due east. Okay? Let's see if I can get one that's more clear. Let me change my Aries, ecliptic. One second. I'll tell y'all one thing, these images on the internet is not, they are not good at all. Oh well. One minute. All right. I think this might be the best one. So that's pretty clear, right? Y'all see the first point of Aries? Aries is highlighted in yellow. Okay, so this is right ascension and first point of Aries. Okay? So let's keep it moving. All right? So master of the universal lodge. One can well see the adaptability of the claim that on Easter night, the animals all bow down, for Easter is the day the Escheat sun enters the due east point of the ecliptic as the master of the universal lodge. I just thought of something. Let me see if I can find it. Oh. I'm still trying to find a case for this device. It's so slippery in my hand. Let's see. One second. Okay, Easter, also called Pascha, Aramaic, Greek, Latin, or Resurrection Sunday, is a Christian festival and cultural holiday commemorating the resurrection of Jesus from the dead. Okay, there we have it. Described in the New Testament as having occurred on the third day of his burial following his crucifixion by the Romans at Calvary, c. around 30 AD. Now, so he is resurrected both on December 25th, or some stories say a new Christ was born, and then the Christians, to be different from the Jews, say he was resurrected on Easter. Okay? Anyway, master of the universal lodge. Hold on. So now we have it, and that's that story, y'all. That's why the Christians say he was resurrected again. All right? All right, so Universal Lodge. Give me 1 second. Freemasons, Universal Lodge number 1. Freemasons, Universal Lodge number 1. Okay? So on Easter, the sun becomes master of the Universal Lodge. One moment. Let me Google search Universal Lodge number 1, or just Universal Lodge. Universal Lodge. Everybody see that? Does that say Prince Hall Freemasonry? Hold on, y'all. So there must be a lot of Universal Lodges. Look at the number here. Y'all see the terrestrial, the Earth's globe terrestrial, and on the other side you see the what? Celestial globe. Y'all see the stars? That's the celestial globe. That's astrology. Y'all see that? Okay, so you see the two columns, Boaz and Jachin. Boaz and Jachin, y'all see the two columns, the vernal equinox and the spring equinox. On top of each column, you see a globe. Y'all see the globe, terrestrial globe? Is it the, hold on. Hold on, y'all. I think, I must have touched the screen. Oh, here it is. You see the terrestrial Earth's globe, and then you see what? So it's on the opposites. So here you see Earth's globe here, and then you see the celestial globe here. Okay, and then you see the two columns, the vernal equinox and the spring equinox, which is what? Boaz and Jachin, the covenant of labor and the covenant of grace. All right, y'all? It's right there in your face. And then in the middle, there's what? There's the sun. And then the rays of the sun, the long hair, since youth or since birth, the Nazarene, geometry. Everybody see that? The compass, the gynometer to measure the angles. Why should mine eyes look at a virgin? Why should mine eyes look at a woman? Is it Job 31? I know that the Son will reach, will be crucified in September, not August. Y'all remember that? Anyway, let's keep going. So they have our heritage hiding it from us so we can't use it, so that they can maintain control over us, right? As a people. In other words, live off of us, right? So we have to take back our heritage. Hence the title of this book, The Lost Word Regained. Okay, astrology, the lost word regained. That was sloppy. I feel like I'm stumbling through this presentation. Okay, let's continue. Also, Capricorn signifies in astrology in man's body the knees, joints, and things that bend, kneel, etc. So the animals kneel down on Easter. So the animals kneel down as described in the infancy of Christ. Okay? So let's see if we can find an image of this. Let's see. So let's look for here we are. So the animals kneel to baby Jesus. Let's see if I can find some older. Y'all see that? Okay, y'all? The animal kneeling to baby Jesus. Astrology. Animals kneeling to baby Jesus. This is astrology. This is a remix of astrology. Okay, y'all? Y'all see the animals kneeling? Now let me ask you, Moors. If you just had a baby, would you have your baby in this situation, y'all? Would you have your woman who just gave birth laying next to a bunch of animals in a dirty barn? Would y'all do this? Who would do this? Well, the Neanderthals would do this, right? Because that's their home. Moors didn't live in barns and caves. So what does this tell you, scholars? Do y'all realize the zoonotical diseases that you can get being this close to animals? Y'all realize that? How toxic this is? Who would do that? Oh, let's see. Give me 1 second. People who live like this, Moors, with people who live in these type of structures, have their woman give birth to their first child, especially if it's a son of God, in a barn with animals. I mean, you can't get more filthy than that. Or with someone who's living like this in a cave, have their consort, their wife, their girlfriend give birth in filth in a cave. Who would do that? Y'all, who would do that? Based upon evidence, who would do that? What's your answer? I think the answer is clear. So let's continue. All right. So Capricorn signifies those bending body parts in a man. In addition to everything we discussed last class, y'all go back and watch last class for that information. So therefore we saw the animals bending and kneeling down before the infant Christ. Okay? Next paragraph, page 49. In astrology, the sun is representative of the father, and the moon representative of the mother. And they're called luminaries. So the sun and the moon are called luminaries. In contradistinction to the planets are called lords. The Escheat sun overshadows the moon. The Escheat sun overshadows the moon monthly. And afterwards, the young crescent, that's the crescent moon, the young crescent is seen in the old moon's arms, so called, and as the moon is the producer, the Escheat sun's vitalizing energy, the Escheat sun's vitalizing power. And as all things are generated by heat from water or moisture, corruption or slime, so the moon, ruler of the seas, the moon is ruler of the seas, rivers, lakes, and rain, and over all liquids which precipitate it, are clear and unsullied, and were of virgin purity. So she is always called a pure and perpetual virgin. In the Latin, seas or gatherings of water are called mare, M-A-R-E, mer, M-E-R, and mer, M-E-R-E. In the Sanskrit, it is Maya, M-A-I-A. In the Low Dutch or Netherlands, a mixture of earth and water is called matter, M-O-T-T-E-R. That's where the M-O-T looks like it originates from. M-O-T for moon, for mother, from which the English mother, yes, so that's correct. Okay? Even the thick slime and corruptness or the juice of the apple is the mother, the eating of which, or the man partaking with the woman, produced childbirth. Now, the Sanskrit Maya, M-A-I-A, and the Egyptian Isis, I-S-I-S, or Mot, M-O-T, are the same. And the Celestial Virgin, or Queen of Heaven, and Ceres, C-E-R-E-S, that's also Kirk and Circe, if my memory serves me correctly. Okay, and Ceres, C-E-R-E-S, the bread giver of the Greek, are all one. They're all one, okay? For the harvest moon is lovelier than any other time, and called the Queen of Heaven. Oh, well, there we have it. The harvest moon is called the Queen of Heaven. Why? Because it's the most beautiful moon of the whole year. Let me see if I can get a picture of the harvest moon. Okay, so what exactly is the harvest moon? The term harvest moon refers to the full, bright moon that occurs closest to the start of autumn. The name dates from the time before electricity, when farmers depended on the moon's light to harvest their crops into the night. Now, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting how nature provides a very bright moon during the harvest? Isn't that interesting? In other words, nature gives you a light, a natural light, so that you can harvest so that you can bring in your harvest. It's the brightest moon of the year. Isn't that interesting? Okay, that's intelligence. That's purpose and intent, not a coincidence. Anyway, let's see if we can get some images. Some real images. All that right now is only showing commercial stuff. Only commercial stuff. Huh. Let me type in another search term. One second now. Give me 1 second. Full corn moon. Hold on. Okay, so this is the harvest moon. There we have it, the harvest moon. Okay, y'all? The full bright moon during the harvest. Here's another image of it. The harvest moon. All right, y'all, so let's see. For many, the words, quote-unquote, harvest moon conjure up thoughts of flaxen-colored wheat and cornfields, and for good reason. It's the name of the full moon that occurs closest to the fall, to the autumn equinox, or the beginning of the astronomical fall. Okay? The harvest moon can be the last full moon of summer or the first full moon of fall. The exact date depends on the moon phase calendar of the fall equinox date matched up in a given year. For example, September 2021's full moon occurred on September 20th, 2 days before the autumn equinox, which fell on September 22nd. What was noteworthy was that the 2021 harvest moon was the fourth full moon of the season. Ordinarily, each season of the year has 3 full moons, 1 full moon per month, and 3 months per season. Okay, y'all? However, an extra full moon appears in a calendar year every 3 years or so. The last time a harvest moon coincided with one of these additional full moons was in 2013. So there we have it, okay? So why is it called the harvest moon? According to American folklore, each month's full moon has a unique name. These names weren't chosen by NASA, as one might initially expect, but rather by the indigenous Algonquin or Iroquois tribes of North America. In other words, our Moorish ancestors. So this is our heritage. This is our heritage. So take it back. Okay? The lost word regained. The lost word regained is astrology. The moon is a celestial body. This is our heritage. You can only regain it if you're willing to learn. And learn and do. So this is our stuff, y'all. Okay? So let's take it, use it, learn it, appreciate it, and use it. Who marked the passing seasons by relating changes in the land to those in the sky? Brilliant, right? We relate, that's called pattern recognition. Remember we talked about that? So for hundreds of thousands, millions, or even longer years, our ancestors noted, we observed and noted patterns. We observed and noted patterns on Earth with the patterns in the heavens. And then we were able to determine meaning from them based upon a long history of those patterns, to the point where it was beyond a reasonable doubt that these are connected. They're connected. Statistically significant, however you want to, whatever context you want to look at this in. It is believed these full moon names were then adopted by colonial Americans. There is no such thing. Well, okay, colonial Americans, they're adopted by colonial Americans who referred to them in various texts. Their first recorded use can be traced back to 1706. While the now out-of-print Maine Farmer's Almanac is the first American almanac credited with publishing indigenous full moon names in the 1930s. Today's almanacs include the Farmer's Almanac, the Old Farmer's Almanac, still carry on the tradition. So we need to get that and get these names that our ancestors used so that we can start using them again. So let me name these again for those of y'all who want to help with this work of regaining our heritage and using it. So the first is Maine, M-A-I-N-E, Farmer's Almanac. Maine Farmer's Almanac. So this says it's the first American almanac credited with publishing indigenous full moon names. So our ancestors, if they had indigenous full moon names, then that means they got names for the other celestial bodies too and other information. So we need to get this, right, y'all? We need to get our hands on it and start using it. And let's use whatever terminology they use and forget about the terminology that we use now. The next is the Farmer's Almanac. And then there's the Old Farmer's Almanac. All right? Out of all the full moons, the one closest to the start of autumn was dubbed harvest because it aligns with the time when summer-grown crops such as corn are ready to be harvested. Pattern recognition. Which plants are ready to be harvested and which heavenly bodies are showing something unique and significant to associate with the pattern or with the occurrences. Y'all see it? All right. So the harvest moon's extra moonlight. Not only does the harvest moon serve as an astronomical reminder that it is time to harvest crops. See, the heavenly bodies serve as signs, remember, seasons, etc. But its unique moonlight actually aids farmers in completing this task of harvesting. While all full moons arise into the evening sky around sunset, only the full harvest moon and the waning moon over the next few nights floods landscape with moonlight as soon as twilight ends. In other words, the moon shines brightly in the early evening for several consecutive days this time of year, giving harvesters with extra light to glean their crops by, and then in parentheses it says, ordinarily after a full moon, the moons on the nights of that follow about 50 minutes later and later each night, yielding a period of darkness between sundown and sunrise. Why do harvest moons in particular offer extra moonlight? It has to do with the seasonal ecliptic, and there we are, or the path the moon travels across the sky as it moves around the earth in its monthly orbit. In the northern hemisphere, the moon moves eastward along the ecliptic as it orbits Earth, traveling the equivalent of what looks like to be one fist held at arm's length each night. Its path cuts across the eastern horizon, creating an angle with the ground, creating an angle. Here's the image. And here's the angle with the ground. See that? See, there's information embedded in this, right? Angle, information embedded. And if you heed the message from the angle, from the angel, well, you're gonna what? You're gonna be out there having a successful harvest. The angles vary throughout the year. In spring, the moon's path steeply intersects the horizon, which leads moonrise times varies significantly from one night to the next. However, in the weeks before and after the autumn equinox, the ecliptic meets the horizon at an angle so shallow it's nearly parallel to the horizon. Because of this, the moon's position above the horizon changes the least from day to day, rather than being from 50 to 75 minutes apart. A 20 to 30-minute lag in successive moon rises exist, and Earth is simultaneously bathed in twilight. In twilight and moonlight for several nights in a row. Is it bigger, brighter, or more golden? Contrary to popular belief, the harvest moons aren't any bigger, brighter, or more honey-hued than any other full moon, at least not unless they happen on the same date as a supermoon or other extraordinary lunar phenomena. If a harvest moon does appear larger than usual or more golden to your eyes, it's likely because you're catching a glimpse of it right as it's rising into the evening sky. At moonrise, any full moon will appear larger and more creamy colored, since this is when the moon is nearest to Earth's horizon. When the moon sits along the horizon, it appears bigger as a result of an optical illusion. I've seen that in Asia. The moon does look bigger in Asia. Similarly, the atmosphere is thicker near the horizon than it is higher in the sky. So as moonlight travels through more air, more blue light waves are scattered, leaving mostly red and yellow light to reach our eyes. I kind of enjoyed that. That was cool. So let me end it, at least this topic. So what matters, y'all, with the brightness, what causes the brightness is the angle. The angle. So get the message. There we have it. The harvest moon. Whew. Dang it. I done dropped my chopstick. Okay, now let's continue. Oh, we're on page 50. Okay, for the harvest moon is lovelier than at any other time, and called Queen of the Heaven. The S-U-N sun in Egyptian is Sire, S-I-R-E. Sire, Osire is Osiris. In Sanskrit, in Chaldean and Ethiopic, On. So the S-U-N sun is On. Remember we had that discussion about On? In Greek, it's the Helioctopus, the city of the sun in Greek, the Helioctopus or something like that. In other languages, Sol, S-O-U-L, that's Latin. Okay, y'all? You should really pay attention to this. Take a note of this. Write these in your margin of your book. Again, the S-U-N sun in Egyptian is Sire, S-I-R-E. Osiris, O-S-I-R-I-S. In Sanskrit, A-U-M. In Chaldean and Ethiopic, On, O-N. Turn the lights on. In other languages, Sol, S-O-L. That's Latin. And whether we call him Sol, S-O-L hyphen A-U-M, and whether we call him, who is him? Who is him? Well, let's take a look at this. The astrology of the Old Testament, or the lost word regained. Whether we call him Sol, S-O-L in Latin, hyphen A-U-M, which is in, was it Chaldean, y'all? No, it wasn't Chaldean. Hold on. What page? Hold on. Where? I lost my spot. Give me 1 second. Oh, in Sanskrit, A-U-M. Or on, O-N, or altogether, Sol, An. Sol, An. Oh, there's that 3 again. There's that 3. There's that Trinity 3. Sol, Latin. S-O-L for sun, S-U-N. On. I'm sorry, O-M is actually what, y'all? A-U-M. So Sanskrit and then on. Chaldean and Ethiopic, all of these words mean the S-U-N sun. Trinity of sun. But my thing is, why did they put Latin first? Latin is not more ancient. Well, let me take a look at this. Hold on. On. Chaldean and Ethiopic. Sanskrit. Is Chaldean and Sanskrit older? I'm sorry, is Ethiopic and Chaldean older than Sanskrit? Latin is definitely the youngest. So did they do this by the first word for sun is the youngest, the second word for sun is the next youngest, and then the last word is the oldest? Like youngest to the oldest? Let me check this out. I'm curious. Hold on. See, as we discover these things, these are. Give me 1 second. Well, let's see. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to get the age of Sanskrit. Okay, give me 1 second. So Sanskrit, it says here, 5,000 years old. Egyptian, 5,000 years old. Hebrew, 3. These dates are not correct at all, y'all. These are not correct. What is the name of this website? This is not correct. Let me try a different approach. Hold on. So we have a history that spans more than 5,500 years, dating back to Mesopotamia. The question is, how old is Chaldean? Let's open it up. So let's see. Let me look up the Egyptian. It seems to me that Egypt would have the oldest language. Hold on. Okay, which is the oldest language in the world? 1. Sanskrit. 2. Egyptian. 3. Greek. No, ain't no way in the world. 4. Chinese. That's not correct. Look at these answers. Sanskrit, around 3,500 years old. Greek, 3,400 years old. This is, look at this. None of this stuff is accurate. I just know from casual knowledge of this stuff that these dates aren't right. What is this garbage they have here? Hold on. Okay, what are the oldest languages in order? Maybe this will give it to us. So let me show y'all this. Y'all see that? Y'all see this list? Let's see. So let me read through it. The question is, what are the oldest languages in order? 1. Sumerian. 2. So Sumerian, 5,000 years ago. 2. Egypt, 5,000 years ago. So we already know that that's not correct, right? Because the megalithic structures in Egypt are tens of thousands, if not much more than that, years old. So they weren't building those amazing structures align with the heavenly bodies, and they didn't have a language that they were writing and communicating with. That's just ridiculous. But anyway, Sumerian, 5,000 years. Egypt, 5,000 years. Tamil, 5,000 years. Sanskrit, 3,500 years. None of this is correct. Why 5,000 years? Because they're forcing this. They're forcing this to fit within the Christian doctrine of 6,000 years. Right? The Christian creation story. Okay, Christ will come back, rule for 1,000 years, which will be 7,000 years. All right? So all of this is garbage. Throw it out the window. There's no need to I should have thought about that in the beginning. There's no need to even consider it. It's a waste of time. Okay? There's no need to even take that any further. So anyway, let's continue. And whether we call him Saul-on or Saul-on or altogether Saul-on, Solomon, King Solomon, Solomon's temple, the sun 3 times, the Trinity, Solomon, it matters little, since his temple, temple, T-E-M-P-L-E, T-E-M-P-L-E, take the L-E off, reverse it, and it's L. It's temp L. The L is hidden from you. Okay? The L is hidden from you. Put the E in front of the L. You get L. So actually they changed it from L to Li. L-E. It should be E-L. Temp L has never yet been made by hands and is eternal in the heavens. And I just thought of something. Eternal, E-T-E-R-N-A-L, etern, hyphen A-L. Hyphen A-L. So that could be all, a Moorish title, or you can delete the E because delete the A because it's a vowel and put an E, and you get L again. Intern, L. Vowels are interchangeable in the heavens. And though Herod's temp L has been found, and the remains of many others, no one has yet had the audacity to claim that they found Saul-on's temp L. No one claimed that they found Solomon's temple. As a discovery, neither the 10 tribes of Isis, Ra, and El, neither the 10 tribes of Israel, Isis, Ra, and El, Israel, said to have been carried into captivity. Phrat and Yud still remain, or Israel and Jehuda, sun, S-U-N, and moon worshippers, or original father and mother God. But none of the original 10 signs of the Zodiac, for astrology and prophecy ceased with the Jews after they were conquered by the abomination of desolation, and all their books and learning and 10 signs were carried into captivity and used by their captors. The priests became the only ones allowed to read the Bible, the finest of all astrological books. Did y'all hear that? The Bible is the best of any astrological book. The Bible is the best book on astrology. How about that, you Hebrew Israelites? And Jew is a religion. So the bloodline people of that nation, the house of Yasharallah, had a science called astrology that was taken away from them, according to the story, when they went into captivity. Okay? Now let's continue. The priests became the only ones allowed to read the Bible, that finest of all astrological books, the Word of God. Hence the title of this book, The Lost Word Regained. The Lost Word of God Regained. According to the story in the Bible, when was it lost? When the bloodline nation of the house of Yasharallah went into Babylonian captivity. It was taken away from them. And then only the priests were allowed to read the Bible. But of course there was no Bible at that time, right? The Bible wasn't put together until a long time later. Okay, y'all? Okay, so we have to be conscious. We have to be mindful of these things. So maybe what he's referring to are the individual books, whatever literature they had. Okay, but the modern Bible, no, it was not put together at the time of Babylonian captivity. That came during the Roman times, okay? Anyway, let's continue. And they declared themselves, the priests declared themselves the only ones ordained to expound any mystery. Any mystery, okay? The mysteries of the kingdom of God. Their conquest did not extend far enough. The light shone brightly as it ever has in the due east, that's Aries, right? That's the beginning of the new year, the beginning of the astrological year according to modern astrologers, the acceptable time or the acceptable year of the Lord. Okay, so the new year is always the acceptable year of the Lord. Okay, the light shone brightly as it ever has in the due east, and there we must search for it. And there we must, where do we need to search? We need to search in the due east, according to this author. Locked in the Great Pyramid. Y'all see the point? In other words, you have to do a thorough investigation on all the mathematics, all the chambers, all the astrological alignments, all the weather conditions, all the soil or sand conditions, all the weather and climate conditions. You need to start your search in the east at the Great Pyramid, which explains why Christians, especially such as Charles Taze Russell, the founder of the Jehovah's Witnesses organization, was a pyramidologist, and they try to hide that. But they have evidence of pyramids in their literature. And I've seen videos on YouTube that show that Charles Taze Russell, his grave is a pyramid, but that means nothing, because you can just look at their literature. They have a movie too, where they have, if I remember correctly, it's been decades, an all-seeing eye and a pyramid, in one of their old movies. I'm gonna have to run, y'all, because my battery is about 5%, and I'm not gonna be able to finish the paragraph. All right? Let me finish the sentence. That shone brightly as it ever has in due east, And there we must search for it, locked in the Great Pyramid, locked in the Great Pyramid, rejected by those clothed in darkness and black. That's why they focus so much attention on the Great Pyramid. Islam to all the Moors. Assalamu alaikum. Shalawama. I'm Dr. Yasapa from Zion Law School. Thanks for supporting my work. Don't forget to make a donation to my project to write the book of the law in ancient Ibaryath and modern English, and to, most importantly, restore the astrology, astronomy, the Hermetic Laws, and the constitutional principles. Y'all go out, subscribe to the 101 Ancient Ibaryath streaming course. Show up on Saturday's 10 Sunday, your time, Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, y'all show up. Go subscribe to my Patreon channel, all right? Thanks for your support, and please continue to support. It means a lot, and it will help me to provide better educational products and services to you. Islam to all the Moors. Assalamu alaikum. Shalawama. I'll see y'all in the next class.